Hello everyone. Today we're going to be looking at making some really fun, scrappy Christmas tree ornaments. We have a little tree, we have a globe, and we have a little Santa for you to make. So grab those Christmas scraps from your bin and let's get started. So our first project will be the little scrappy Christmas trees. So you need 5 pieces of fabric, something for a stem. We're going to be looking at using stitch enhancer today, and we're also going to look at using our glamour thread to decorate our tree. We also are doing a little globe ornament, and there's a bunch of options here. Also using decorative stitches and personalizing your little ornament for whoever you want it to be for. Okay, so our very first project is our little foundation paper piece Christmas tree. As you can see here, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, and our little tree trunk. You can use all greens, you can use whatever color you want, and they're just a fun little project to do. So let's get started on our Christmas tree ornament. So I've cut out my pattern, and now I'm going to fold along the lines so that it makes it easy for me to handle this. So let me do that really quickly. And then fold along here and fold along here. And that's just so it's prepped, so it's easy for me to place my fabric, know my fabric placement and stuff. Next, I'm going to take my number 1 fabric, which is my green, and I'm going to place it right side up. And then I'm going to take my number 2 fabric, and I'm going to place it right sides together with the green. And you can pin or use a sew tight here. So my stitch length today, I'm using Deco Bob, and my stitch length is 1.8 because I want it nice and crisp. You can even go down to 1.5 if you want. And then I'm going to do a quick little finger press here. Okay, that should be good. And then I'm going to get fabric 3, which is my red fabric here. Okay. So I'm going to fold this back at number 2, and I'm going to go just on my little cutting mat here, and I'm going to trim this up. Okay, so here we go. I've trimmed this back, and now I'm ready to place my number 3 fabric. Okay, place your number 3 fabric right sides together. Make sure there's good coverage there, and then let's stitch that down. Finger press this back. Okay, same process. I'm gonna fold back 4. I'm gonna trim my red fabric. Well, you can cut those 14 tries out. And now I'm going to place the top of my tree, number 4, which is my green fabric on. Okay, right sides together. Make sure you're going to cover your space there. Flip it over and let's stitch that down. So here we have our little tree. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to trim this 1/4 of an inch from my foundation paper piece. Okay, so I'm going to quickly trim that 1/4 inch around, tear off the paper, and then I'm going to place some stitch enhancer behind to stabilize it for our decorative stitching. Before I take the paper off, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our stitch enhancer. This is a really light fusible interfacing, and it's iron-on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the actual tree shape minus the 1/4 inch. so that it'll help me stabilize it for when I'm doing decorative stitches on it. So this is what we're going to do now. So see how easily that paper rips out because of the perforation with the deco bob there. So bend it and then just literally rip it out. There we go. Once that's done, I'm going to give that a quick press. And I'm going to cut out my stitch enhancer to the actual size here. Okay, so here's my stitch enhancer and the fusible side here. And then I'm just going to quickly press that onto my tree. Now my tree is ready to do some decorative stitching. Next, we're going to do the globe ornament. I'm going to get my 3 fabric pieces, and I'm just going to stitch these with a 1/4 inch seam. Okay, so I'm going to do red at the top so I can see some decorative stitches. Here we go. I'm going to use a 1/4 inch seam. I'm still going to use my 1.8 seam allowance. And now I'm going to put my green on and stitch that down as well. Okay, here we go. I'm going to give that a quick press, and I'm going to press my seams to the red and the green so I have maximum space here to do some decorative stitches. Now that's ready to go. We're going to cut out our circle with our stitch enhancer. I'm going to place this behind, so I'm going to lightly press that, and then I'm going to leave a quarter of an inch around that circle. Next, I'm going to sew the little ornament top. So take your cut piece, and I'm just gonna sew on the 2 edges here, and then flip that. So a quick trim here. I'm gonna cut at a little angle here and a little angle here, and then I'm gonna flip this around. Okay, here's my little ornament top all ready to go. I'm gonna set the globe ornament aside now, and I'm gonna get our glamour out and get ready to do some decorative stitches. Okay, once we have our little globe ornament prepped with our stitch enhancer on the back, I'm going to change my needles to a 100/16 because I'm going to use this amazing thread called Glamour because it's got some really nice sparkle. I'm going to show you a couple of stitches you can try. So you could just do a straight stitch. You could do a zigzag stitch, or I used a number 8 stitch on my Bernina. The one thing you do need to remember is you need to increase the stitch length and the stitch width, okay? Because this thread is a 12 weight and it really needs to show up. Okay, look at how fun that looks. So you get to be creative here. You get to change your thread color. You get to change your little patterns. You could do some free motion quilting. So here are a couple of ideas for your globe ornaments. Next, our little Santa guy. He is so cute. So here's your little pattern, super easy. I have my stitch enhancer cut out, my lining cut out here. Let's stitch these together. And the bottom piece, his little beard. Okay, he's stitched. And now you can press him, and I'm going to press the stitch enhancer and then trim him out. So he's going to look like this. I'm just going to stitch right along the edge of the stitch enhancer, and then I'm going to flip him, and then we'll show you what's next. Okay, I'm going to leave a little gap here at the bottom, and now I'm going to trim him and flip him, okay? Okay, here's our little Santa ready to go. I've got my little ornament hanger in, and then I'm going to show you a really cool trick. We have a rinse away design sheet, and I'm just, I have his little face printed on here. I'm going to trim him out. This is really cool because it just peels off really easily. Okay. And then I'm going to stick him right here. Now this is a great tool because it washes away, and now you're ready to hand stitch. This ornament is hand stitched. So we've got him placed on, ready to go. I have a couple of pre-cut wool circles for his eyes. We're going to do a satin stitch nose and a satin stitch mouth. Okay? Okay, let's get started on our cute little Santa hand project. I have just used the rinse away design sheet to mark off his eyes, nose, mouth, and little cheeks. So I've got some really cool tools here. We have the pre-cut circles. So I picked 2 black ones for his eyes. I picked a little red one for his nose, and then we're going to do back stitch here. I'm using Eleganza 8 Pearl Cotton in the gold and in the black to hold down the eyes. I'm going to try using the Dazzle that's in red here to stitch down his nose, and maybe we'll give him a red mouth. I'm not sure. Let's give it a try. Okay, first thing we're going to do is our little quilter's knot. And I do have the stitch enhancer on the back, and we're just going to work on our rinse away design sheet here. And I'm just going to do a very easy back stitch, nice and simple, so we get these done nice and quick. The other thing I want you to look at is that we have this brand new Wonder needle, and it's fantastic. I love sewing with it. It's kind of a cross between a chenille and a Milner's, and it's perfect for all kinds of embroidery, whip stitches, purl, like French knots, all of that stuff. Okay, so I am stitching through both the rinse away design sheet and the stitch enhancer, just to give my little ornament some stability there. Okay. Next, I'm going to quickly sew down his little coal eyes. I just want to do this super easy, so I'm just going to do like a wagon wheel. I'm going to start in the center, and then I'm just going to stitch out to the edge so that I've stabilized his eye. Okay, and then I'm just going to go from the center and then tack them down on the edge here. You can do a buttonhole stitch around this if you'd like. I just thought this would be a little bit quicker so that if you're doing a few of them, it would be fast. You could also do a satin stitch for the eye if you didn't want to use the wool. Okay, there we go. And I will do the same on the other eye. Okay, I'm going to be bad. I'm just dragging my thread because this is going to be behind my ornament and you're not going to see that. Okay. And last but not least, I'm going to put his little button nose on. I'm going to use our Rayon Dazzle thread. I'm going to take a short length because it likes to twist on me a little bit. And the ends like to sometimes fray a little bit, especially when you're stitching through multiple layers. I'm just going to do a short length, and sometimes I use a little beeswax on the end as well. I'm just going to do a little whip stitch around the edge here. Okay, so there's his little nose done, and now I'm just going to do a stem stitch for his mouth. Okay. You can do a longer stitch length with the dazzle, as you do want that thread to show. I decided just to do an easy back stitch rather than the stem stitch. I'm finding that it's going to look really cute. And we're almost done. Okay, there we go. And there you go. So there's a couple more steps to do in this project. We need to wash away the rinse away design sheet, and I do need to finish him and put his little handle on. And then here you go. You have 3 fun little ornaments to make from all your Christmas scraps. So here we are with our cute little finished scrappy ornaments. We have a little Santa, we've got our globe, we've got our beautiful little Christmas trees. I hope you've had fun making them, and I hope you get to use them on gifts or anything you can imagine. And please send us some photos of your projects, and have a Merry Christmas.
Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more great tips, tricks, and tutorials. You can also sign up for our weekly newsletter to get the first look at free projects, sewing tips, and inspiring tutorials delivered right to your inbox. Check out the description box below to sign up, as well as find a list of stores and retailers that you can purchase WonderFil threads from in your country.